Hi, and welcome to Danny After Dark. If you're new here, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss a notification or a new episode. Tonight is the weekly True Crime and Chill. Mr. Beckham will be joining, but of course, he will be fashionably late as always. So, in the meantime, we're just gonna get going. So, I just want to quickly shout out to Another Nobody podcast, Travis Myers. I am rocking that t shirt tonight. I already sent him a little video before I went live. It was the funniest thing. So because the cats are in the room, and things are already getting hectic, and I thought he'd appreciate it. What should have been a cute moment in the shirt, cats, man, but they just enhance. So who do we have in here? We got Selena is in here. Luke is over there. Usually he just jumped away from the cat tower, and there'll be more coming in and out tonight. So stay tuned for the cats, but we got Selena definitely tonight. So hello, everybody, again. I hope you are having a great weekend. If you are in the States, it is a long holiday weekend, which is, I don't know for y'all, but like I had a long week. Yeah, I had a long week, put in extra work hours. It's been busy. Your girl has been busy, but yeah, I definitely need time to, you know the drill, And of course, that's after I do cat adoptions tomorrow because you know me. So before we jump into everything for tonight, bunch of announcements and just things to recap. So as always, if you do not follow me on all of my social media platforms, all of the links are down below. Instagram, TikTok, the Facebook group, Facebook page, I should say, as well as, email, all that fun stuff. So that is below. Also, if you are not already and want to be a part of the Danny After Dark book club, again, anybody can join it at any time. And if you're interested in being on camera to discuss the book that we pick that month, even better. So this book for October, it was voted and mine just came in the other day. It is Trapped with Miss Arias, parts 2 and 3, My Final Words by Kirk Nermy. So last month we did part 1 and then y'all voted for the follow-up, which not going to lie, I was pretty excited. So I've already started it and I cannot wait to review this book. So again, the book club will be the last Thursday of this month. It will be live. So anybody who wants to be part of that and read the book and come on up with me and talk about it is more than welcome to do so. Shows from this week. I have been quite busy. So if you missed earlier this week when Bob Motta from Defense Diaries came on, go back and check that out. That was so awesome to have Bob on. I've been a big fan of his and Ali Motta for quite a while, listening to the podcast and their YouTube channel. So I was very excited to have Bob Motta up on the show with me this past week. And then also Stephanie Tinsley was on this week as well to promote her new podcast. So if you missed either of those, go back and check it out. It was great having both of them on. Love them both. And yeah, it was really, really great to hear that. And next week, busy week again. We have Vanessa and Joe Trussell. They are the parents of Megan Trussell. So I was introduced to that case at CrimeCon. If you are not familiar with it, definitely look it up. And it's going to be, I'm just lending my platform, perfectly honest, for Vanessa and Joe to talk about Megan's case. When I heard about her case and researched it a little bit more, it just grabbed me. So absolutely, I want them here to discuss the case of their daughter and, try to get some answers. So they will be on next week, and I'm really excited to have them on. Also next week will be Dr. Maggie Zingman. So she is the mother of Brittany Phillips. If you are not familiar with that case, also, again, definitely check that out. So I have known Maggie for a little bit before CrimeCon, and we messaged back and forth. Love Maggie. Like, everybody loves Dr. Maggie. And she will be on to discuss her daughter's case to try to get answers. And I love Maggie. Like, I absolutely love Maggie. She was 2 booths away from me at CrimeCon. So me and Beckham got to spend a lot of time with her. And yeah, Beckham got to learn about Brittany's case as well, because Beckham wasn't familiar with her case going into CrimeCon. And one of the best things about Maggie, she put Beckham to work. She would tell him to do stuff, and he did it. So whatever secret power Maggie has, I'm all for it. But for that interview, Beckham will be on with us. Again, he spent a lot of time with her at CrimeCon as well. So I wanted us to both be on with her as she discusses Brittany's case, Brittany's story, and yeah, we just try to get answers. So those both will be next week. So tune in for that. So before we get into tonight, so let's see who's here. And yeah, I've done a lot of chatting already. So again, book club book, so good, so good so far. All right. Tony Stewart, look at you, whole hour early. I quite admire that. Thank you. James Watson, you're always lurking. Like, even if you didn't comment, I knew you'd be there. So we have an intruder here. Better be cool. Let's see. I'm outside for the time being. Hopefully it's not too cold where you are, Tony. Because yeah, here in Mass, the last day, 2 days, temperatures dropped from like the 80s to last night. I think it dropped to like 35 degrees outside. It was wildly cold. It was the first day I actually grabbed a jacket. I'd been just t-shirts and whatnot, work shirts, and then like leaving the house, I was like, no, it's officially jacket time. So yeah, hopefully it's not too cold where you are. Let's see. Kane, hello. JC, the Music Man, hello. I remember you in here from Monday. So welcome. So if you are not familiar, so wrenches are for a couple of simple reasons. One, if you have a wrench, if people are chatting in the chat while the show's going, and if anybody wants to share a link or whatnot, having the wrench allows you to do so, which is incredible. Everybody should be able to, but you have to have a wrench to do so. Okay, YouTube. So that is that. And then also, as James Watson loves to do, if there is a troll in the chat, you can bop them out with a wrench. So use your powers wisely. But good to see you, JC. Let's see. My buddy behind Danny. Yep, we got Selena in here tonight. And then I think I heard Cosmo crying from downstairs. So yeah. Yeah, busy cat mom night. Long weekend. Will Beckham ever be sober? James Watson. Well, the better question is, will Beckham ever be on time? I told him for Maggie's interview for the Brittany Phillips case, like, you can't be late for Maggie. Like, you absolutely cannot be late for Dr. Maggie. So he's already been warned. He has already been warned. We'll see. Do you have any extra room for all these books, Tony? So that is almost full. That has a lot of room. And then I also have another book hutch downstairs. So I keep all of my books. Bins in the attic. Like, no, I keep all my books. All my books. Let's see. Did you know Danny's getting 4 dogs? Oh my gosh. Stephanie Tinsley with the 4 dogs. Like, people look at me and they're like, oh, 6 cats is a lot of work. I'm thinking, I grew up with dogs. 1 dog is a lot of work. 4 dogs? Oh my God. I think I would need like 30 cats to have the equivalent of like work of 4 dogs, which is like insane. But good for her. Like your t-shirt, Didi. Thank you. Yes, that is friend of the show. You've seen him on here twice. I think twice. 3 times. I can't remember how many times Travis has been on, but he will be on again. So yeah, this is his show shirt, and it has the show, one of the other images on the back side of the shirt. But I absolutely love. He has a lot of really cool merch. I'll be perfectly honest. I have the Tommy Keene shirt that I've worn before on here, and this one is my favorite. This one is my favorite that he has, like, by far. And he has a lot of cool shirts. So yeah, and honestly, Travis was crushing it at CrimeCon at his booth with all of his merch, crushing it. So yeah, Selena's been on like a grooming kick tonight. So you're welcome, YouTube. I don't know. Sorry. Let's see, kind of chilly. Well, don't freeze outside, Tony Stewart. You ever have a cat disappear and come back? Just had one come back after 2 months. Hey, dog, that is wild. No, mine are all indoor cats, so no, they do not disappear. But in regards to like the shelter work that we've had, we've had a million one stories that, that's a story for another day. But I have had friends or whatnot where something has happened, their cat has gone out, and in regards to coming back, yeah, sometimes it takes a bit of time, but 2 months, that's crazy, Kate. I'm so thankful that your cat came back after 2 months, but like, that's wild. Danny told me she wanted to hit me over the head before I got my wrench. Did I? I don't recall, but I totally believe that because it sounds like something I would say, Tony Stewart. Hey, Chris James, good to see you. I've had cats disappear but never come back. JC, no, I don't want to hear that. I'm sorry, hon. Once you have a pack of dogs, as long as you are a good pack leader, they take care of each other. That is a good point. That is a very, very good point. Conversation for another day, James Watson. That is a cool saying on that shirt. Yeah, well, yeah, that's the name of his podcast, is the Another Nobody podcast. But the way the t-shirt is designed with that logo, I love it. Like, absolutely love it. And again, he has a lot of different cool merch shirts because he has the Tommy Keene book series too. So, yep. Hey, Capone, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Capone, I am excited for CrimeCon Vegas in May. Like, so excited. And Beckham, oh my gosh, if not a day goes by where me and him aren't messaging and he mentions Vegas, or I'll bring it up first, but if I don't bring it up, he'll bring it up. So yeah, we are both like ready for CrimeCon Vegas. But good to see you, hon. All right, so before we dive into what's going on tonight, so next week, again, I already went over the schedule. The week after, and then subsequently after that for the next few months, I do not know my schedule yet, as your girl does, and y'all know, dance. So new dance season is starting up. So in about a week or two, we go over the schedule and pick pieces for this coming season. So once I do that, then I'll know what nights I'm free from essentially 2 weeks from now through mid-January. So once I know what nights I'm free, then I'll be able to better set if I do my weekday shows, for example, on Mondays or on Tuesdays, or if I'm doing dance both those nights, then it might be Wednesday or whatnot. So I will have to see. So stay tuned, because right now, like even going forward, like there's so many more guests that are going to be coming on. So y'all, like, stay tuned. It's going to be cool. But I haven't set those yet because I'm like, oh, dance season is starting back up and I don't know my schedule. So stay tuned for that. And as soon as I know what's going on with that, once I pick pieces and go from there, then I will let y'all know. But yeah, it's like wicked stressing me out because I'm like, I don't even know what nights I'm free now. I'm trying to coordinate. Oh, it's wild. That's what you do when you take on a lot, right? But okay. Tony Stewart, I know. So me and Tony are cool and have the same birthday. And yeah, our birthday is coming up in a couple of weeks. So the 27th. Yeah, I'm just looking at the calendar now. So like just over 2 weeks, which is wild. So yeah, so cool. Oh man, time flies, huh? I felt like I just had my birthday from last year. Like felt like it was like 2 weeks ago, but nope, another year. All right. So let's get started on a case. Since Beckham's not here, there's one that I am saving for him. But let's start on the Brian Walsh case. So we've talked about Brian Walsh a little bit here and there, kind of as things have unfolded. And if you are not familiar with the Brian Walsh case here in Massachusetts, definitely look it up so you have a little bit of an idea of what's going on, because I'm actually not going to be recapping that tonight. It'll be just more so what has happened in the last week. But also, if you are not familiar with the case, I'm telling you right now, do yourself the favor. In Specifically, go to his iPad searches. If you are not familiar with this case, go to the iPad searches, go through them, and yes, and then DM me and say, Danny, oh my gosh, what the heck? I'm just putting it out there. So anyway, what is new this week with Brian Walsh? So his trial was set to begin on October 20th. However, that is now going to be delayed. So there's a reason for that. And again, the trial was supposed to be for the alleged murder of his wife, Anna. So do you all remember how a couple of weeks ago he was attacked in jail and then was brought to the hospital? In the end, he was fine. He was there a few hours and was sent back. Well, he is now being evaluated to determine whether he's mentally fit. And this is a result from the attack. So as I go through this, I have a feeling y'all are going to be in the chat like, Danny, here's my thoughts on it. And I'm going to completely agree with you on it. So, and if you aren't familiar again with Brian Walsh's background, I think a little bit about it is important is because he already is facing jail time for art fraud. There is a lot of lies and deceiving that he has done in his past prior to the alleged murder of his missing wife, Anna Walsh. So it's already been established that he's basically a con, right? So keep that in mind. So, okay. Again, now he's being evaluated to determine if he's mentally fit following the attack. So on Monday, Norfolk County Judge Diane Frenier granted a defense request for Brian Walsh to undergo a mental competency evaluation. He was sent to Bridgewater State Hospital for 20 days of testing. Anybody from Massachusetts is very much familiar with Bridgewater State Hospital. That state hospital has been around for decades. I would argue it's a very good hospital. I know it's one of those, you could go either way. There would be 20 people that would say, yes, it's great. 20 people that would say, no, it's not. But I think it's a very good, reputable hospital, right? So in regards to keeping in mind Brian's past. So Larry Tipton, who is Brian Walsh's defense attorney, is claiming that Brian declined mentally and physically from the trauma of being stabbed in jail last month. This is now preventing him from being fit to sit for trial. Quote, the defendant has made progress, but both mental and physical effects of the violent assault have continued to prevent him from being able to adequately participate in preparing for his defense. He has made great effort to do so, but at this time it is evident from the trauma resulting from the unexplained and sudden attack continues to significantly impact on his ability to work with his attorneys in a manner required as his complex trial approaches, end quote. So now on October 27th, Brian Walsh will have a hearing to see if he is fit for the trial to then take place. So as of right now, there is no date for a new trial, but the October 27th date is a hearing to see if he is fit for then a trial to be scheduled. And as I just said, October 27th, your girl's birthday, and Tony Stewart. Yes, Tony, art fraud. Amongst so many other things. But yeah, that's a big one. Of selling fraudulent art and then ghosting. Yeah, whole lot. So that, yeah, we've kind of briefly talked about the art fraud before, like way back in regards to when Brian Walsh was kind of first coming on the radar. Because yeah, this is a bigger case here in Massachusetts. Not on the Karen Reed level. I will say not on the Karen Reed level, but it's tied to the Karen Reed level because what was it, as we discussed maybe like 2 months ago or so, a lot of the same Mass state troopers who worked the Karen Reed trial worked the Brian Walsh one. And of course, there's a lot of issues with shocking paperwork, documentation, and all that. And the question of, well, not question, but yeah, that the state police did not have the proper warrant to search that iPad. So therefore, all of those iPad searches, could they all get tossed? And if so, that is insane. But we'll see on that. Danny, does everyone in Massachusetts have a record? Well, we're a tough bunch. We're a tough crew here in Mass. So I cannot confirm or deny. He can't sit for... You know what? I know, James, right? So it's one of those... When I read this, so, okay, the Liz is... If you're all following her on Instagram, please do so. She is so researched into this case. Like, you know how everybody has like a true crime case where it's like they just find it fascinating from so many angles, so they want to learn everything about it and they deep dive? That is Liz. Liz is that person, especially with Whitey Bulger, because she's fascinated with that case, but also the Brian Walsh case. She is on top of it. And of course, I did message her and be like, girl, come on tonight, but can't. So with that being said, yes. So when this news broke, James, of course, I was like, Liz, like, what the heck? Like, what the heck? And it's just one of those so obvious to outsiders, like, who aren't in the case. Like, he's just trying to get one over, and it's working. It is working. Because at the end of the day, like, because if you read the attack and what happened, there's no reason he can't be at trial. I will say his defense team is doing their job. They are doing their job in this. They are doing their job of trying to get the iPad searches tossed because of the Mass State Police not doing their job on this case. And it's very frustrating because the defense is right in the sense that, yeah, the Mass State Police did not properly do their job with this case and a whole bunch of other cases. But, that's another conversation for another day. But the defense is doing their job. But it's just so frustrating because it's like, oh my gosh, here we go. Here we go. I bet Danny has a long record. I could be wrong, though. You know what? I'll just let you think that. I'll let you think that. So, did they Jolly West him? They did not Jolly West him. Let's see. So, with Brian Walsh, that was not the only news that came out this week. It's the more kind of update one that came out. But the other one that I'm about to talk about in a second, I was like, okay, we finally get to hear from him himself, which we have not since this whole case broke, right? So yesterday, we got to hear audio of Brian Walsh in court for the first time. And this is from recordings from the courtroom. So it wasn't like a live audio. It was a recording. So I have the transcript in regards to everything typed out, but I'll just basically sum it up. So the judge said basically to Brian, do you understand that your attorneys have expressed to me in their pleadings and affidavits that they have concern about your ability to participate in your defense for the case? So Brian Walsh said, quote, yes, end quote. The judge continued to say, you understand that they've informed me of concerns based on what I read as a happy Friday, preliminary step under the rules that govern these things. The rules require me to determine where the court has any doubts to whether you are competent to stand trial. Do you understand that? Brian Walsh replied, quote, that makes sense. Yes, end quote. So then the judge responded basically, okay, do you understand that if I find that there is a doubt as to whether you're not competent and can assist in your defense, which seems to be the heart of it here, then I can order an exam. And I did this morning. Brian Walsh said, quote, I'm sorry, can you repeat that? You said order something, end quote. Judge went on to say, I can order an examination of you. That process was something I thought was appropriate. So I asked Dr. Burke to come and assess what we call a preliminary assessment of whether or not we do anything further. So that's what happened this morning. Do you understand that? Brian said, quote, I believe I'm clear on that. Yes, end quote. The judge said, okay, do you have any questions for me? Brian Walsh said, quote, not at this time. Thank you, end quote. So I will say, as I read that, it doesn't give the full impact to listen to the audio, which you can do. The audio is out there in many places. It definitely, there's something to be said for actually listening to the person's tone of speech, right? And that's just not in true crime. That's just with a lot of things in general, because the way I'm reading it from paper is very different than how his tone actually was. But it was just, I was hoping for more from him. I thought there'd be when I saw recording of Brian Walsh, I'm like, oh gosh, we get to hear more. I thought there'd be more than just the yes, okay type of thing. But in the end, we got to hear from him, and it was just interesting. It was just, his tone of voice was just very interesting. And especially when the judge said that, so I ordered the testing, and he's just like, you said order something? Like, I was just like, did Brian, honestly, what ran through my head was, did Brian not realize that him just saying, and his defense team saying, we don't think he's fit right now, would just be like, okay, yeah, okay, no worries. Did they not think, or did Brian Walsh, not think, oh no, there's going to be an evaluation. We're going to do our part here on the state to make sure what you're saying is accurate. So that's the way I interpreted it. If you interpret it a different way, by all means, please say so. But yeah, I thought that was very interesting when it got to that part. I was like, wait, rewind, let me re-listen. And that, again, that's kind of what I took away from that. So yeah, we'll see when the trial is set to start. I'm under the assumption that, and this is just my opinion, October 27th will come and Brian Walsh will go for that hearing in front of the judge. And I can't see why the judge wouldn't say, all right, no, you are fit. This trial is going to get started. But we'll see. We'll see. As we have seen with so many trials, there's just so many delays. And with Brian Walsh's case, there already has been. It was a defense attorneys, they're doing their job, trying to exclude evidence and trying to set up that he's not competent to stand trial right now. So we'll see. I will keep you posted, because yeah, this is one of these cases. And the Liz knows she's going to get her butt on camera and talk about this case when it starts. When the trial starts, she will be here, whether she likes it or not, because that's what friends are for, right? So Tony Stewart, let's see what you guys are saying. I watched the Salem parade this week, or I think from last week. Okay, Tony, yes, that parade was from last Thursday. So, but to be fair, because again, cat shelters in Salem, so I'm in Salem like all the time. It is wild. It's already wild. Tourists start to come. I mean, I'm from here, so like I really do take it for granted. So if I sound like I'm complaining, it's just like I'm from here, so take that with a grain of salt. Tourists they come all year round, but like in June, you really start to see the pickup in Salem. In regards to now being October, oh, forget it. You try to go from one side, I was saying one side of town to the other, 2 streets over, 20 minutes maybe. It's if you're trying to take your car, it's insane. It's insane. But that's how they thrive. That's how Salem thrives. And that's, how they get their, the tourist season does so much for the community. So I get that. But again, from your girl, that's just like, I'm just trying to volunteer and get cats adopted and yeah. But the parade was last Thursday. Let's see. They're just planning to Jolly West on a later date. Capone. Oh my gosh. I'm going to give that a star, and I have to remember to pass that on to Liz because, that's quite funny. Salem Parade celebrating the witch trials. JC the Music Man. So, no, could you say that? Yeah, but it's a tradition with community. So there are a lot of different organizations that participate in the Salem Parade and a lot of different groups. So there was a friend of mine whose granddaughter dances. Her dance team was in the parade. So, which oh my God, it just makes my heart so happy because when I was a kid, I did all those Halloween parades, Christmas parades, homecoming parades. That's just what your dance team does. You just do the parade for hours and hours doing the same 4 counts of 8 combination, just going. It's just, yeah. So when she mentioned that her granddaughter was doing it, I was like, oh my God, I love that. Absolutely love that. But JC, to put it very simply, is it celebrating the witch trials? I wouldn't use the word celebrate, but it's celebrating the community of Salem. I'll put it that way. But it's actually, it's a fun thing. So to be at those parades, because there's so many people and there's so much going on, and it's fun if you're visiting, if you're from here and you're just trying to get across town. It's like, oh my God, every street is shut down. So yeah, few people were live on YouTube from the parade. Oh, a few. I'm surprised there wasn't more. I'm sure it's a big, I mean, thousands upon thousands and thousands and thousands of people celebrate. No, not celebrating that. JC, I was in the Army band for 20 years and did all the parades too. Gotcha. In the Army band. Very cool. Nothing more awesome than marching to a drum. That's awesome. I love that. I absolutely love that. I think the last time I did a parade, it was for my dance company that I'm in now. We were in, I'm trying to think, it was when we had a studio. Where did we have that studio? Okay. Yeah, it was relatively new to when I joined the dance company that I'm in, and that was over 10 years ago. Yeah, we were in a parade, and it was again like the same like 4 counts of 8 combination. But that was like, yeah, it was interesting being in the parade as an adult dancer versus a kid. But still so much fun. So Tony Stewart, behave. All right, so that is that. So let's move on to the next case. And you know what's funny, y'all? I'm thinking that Beckham fell asleep because he's usually in by now. I'm legit thinking he fell asleep. He won't be joining tonight. If anybody wants to message him and be like, hey, where the heck are you? But that's my guess, is that he fell asleep. So Donna Adelson. Don't have a big update for this week. The big update will be next week, but we're going to talk about what that will be. So, as we know, she was found guilty in the 2014 murder for hire of her son-in-law, Dan Markell. So, she is facing a life sentence. In regards to when that sentencing was going to be, it was just announced this week that her sentencing is for this coming Monday, October 13th. I was shocked that it was so soon, to be perfectly honest, but nonetheless, here we are. So this will be one that with the long holiday weekend, I will not be at work on Monday. So yeah, I'm going to be listening to this. I'm going to be listening to the sentencing. When she was found guilty, she was audible in the court. I think that's the best way to put it. And the judge actually had to tell her to kind of settle down. So I'm kind of expecting something of the same on Monday. And I only say that because of who she has been. I mean, kind of the mask is off. So we've kind of seen how she is, how she presented herself versus how she really is as a person. And for a lot of us who have been following the Dan Markell murder, I mean, Dawn is the last one involved to be sentenced. Obviously, there's some, depending on where you lie with this, like, should Wendy, Dan's, partner, wife, be brought to court too and sentenced? She has not been charged. Could that change in the future? Who knows? But she has not been charged. So for those who have been charged, Donna Adelson is the last one to go to trial, and now the last one who is going to be sentenced. So we'll see how that goes. I think we all are kind of thinking, all right, we know what type of sentence she's going to get. However, the way the world has been lately, the past few months with some trial verdicts, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know anymore. Some things where I'm like, all right, well, that's clearly going to be life without parole, or that's clearly going to be this. It's just not, and I don't understand why. So we will see. But what are you guys thinking? For anybody who is following the Donna Adelson case, are you thinking she's going to get a life sentence? Are you thinking maybe because of her age, the judge might sentence her to maybe not as long of a sentence. That's a possibility as well. There are a lot of factors here that the judge could take into consideration. Not saying the judge will, but the judge could take into consideration. But on the flip side, this is a very high profile case. It has been for quite some time. So if, depending on how the judge goes too, not that a judge should sentence based on the notoriety of the case, but that's something, to consider as well in regards to all eyes are on the judge right now for this sentence. So we'll see. We'll see. I know. I ask a lot, Tony Stewart, sometimes. I really do. Sorry, hun. But we got the same birthday, so we're cool. We'll always be cool. Yeah. JC says, yeah, Donna doesn't like prison. JC, hun, when she tried to get out with her attorney saying like the whole like earwax excuse, I was like, wow, like, let's try everything. Let's try everything. I mean, at least Brian Walsh is sitting here saying, oh, I suffered mental trauma as a result of being attacked in prison. We know he's lying, but like, compared to Donna and, if you're going to lie, at least try to be better at it. But yeah, no, JC, absolutely. All right. Donna doesn't like prison. I'm wondering if she will try to wheel herself off a balcony. God. Oh. Verdicts are like a coin. Oh my gosh, Tony, absolutely. Absolutely. She was ready to die before she was caught. And that's the key word there, caught. Because that's one of the things that was discussed at the trial too, right? Is her whole getting a one-way ticket, trying to get out of the country, and then, getting caught and like backpedaling. No, it's just like, no, good and damn well what you were trying to flee. Good and damn well what you were trying to do. So yeah. So JC, are you what do you think is going to happen with the sentencing? Because honestly, she is Donna Nielsen's a piece of work, right? I could totally see, like, in a hypothetical world where the judge actually does take pity on her and give her a lesser sentence. I could still see in her mind her thinking she was wronged and being outraged and causing a scene and another, outburst by her. I could totally see that at the end of the day. I'll say the average person doesn't do what she did and her family did, but it's kind of one of those like, hey, when you are facing this type of sentence for what you did and a jury of your peers found you guilty of doing that, and you kind of get a light sentence, count your blessings. But she is not the type that would do that. And I think that's very, very clear. But we'll see. Beckham, you are so full of shit. You are not in the green room. So yeah, Beckham, we only have one case left. So either get on camera or I'll see you next week. Yeah, Tony, unbelievable. I don't know who Beckham went to CrimeCon with me and handed out a bunch of stickers, and now he thinks he's like, yeah, it's fact. It's fact. JC, I really like the judge. I'm sure he will be fair. I agree. I agree. I like the judge as well. I'm expecting the judge to be fair. There's just that, like I said, that little part in the back of my mind that's just like, I don't know what's up with the world right now, but like, could it all go sideways? It totally could. Maybe 6 months ago, I wouldn't have thought that, but I don't know. So we'll see. But in my heart of hearts, I completely agree with you on both fronts, JC, that I do like the judge who did this case. I mean, so good, like on top of it, very fair. I felt on both sides, to the prosecution and the defense. Unlike some other trials that we've seen recently, Karen Reed. But yeah, I'll be tuning in for sure. I will be tuning in for sure, and I can't wait to tell you guys about it. But again, yeah, if y'all are tuning in, watching it too, again, all my information down below with Instagram and whatnot. Like, And that's one of the things I love about this community that we have here is y'all are so good with like messaging like in real time. If like I'll be at work or something and like I don't know where Renee is tonight, but Renee will like, you know, for example, Lori Vallow, she kept me up to date like in real time. She would text me or message me and be like, this is happening right now. This is happening right, like love it. Because then if I was able to catch it, I could respond in real time, be like, oh my God. Otherwise I'd be like, shit, thanks for letting me know. But yeah, it's just I love to talk about that stuff in real time. So when y'all message me, like, did you just hear this? Did you see? Love it. Love it. Like I absolutely love that. So, and I do feel like Monday with the Donna Adelson verdict is going to be one of those times where, yeah, y'all are like blowing up my DMs with it. Beckham is bigger than the Beatles. Capone, I'm about to time you out for that type of comment. Yeah, not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Talk about feeding an ego. Hashtag free Beckham. God. Not the Beatles. He is cool as hell, but not on the Beatles level. All right, Tony. Yeah, you're slightly redeemed. JC, it's really up to Donna. And if she can behave, she could end up like suitcase chick who thought she was. Oh, JC. JC. Sarah Boone. Oh, JC, where were you? Where were you when we discussed the Sarah Boone case? That was, oh my gosh. That was wild. Yeah, that was one where it seemed like for so long, every single week, I'm like, she won't go away. Sarah Boone will not go away. And then when it seemed like, okay, now it's time, she's going away, she still didn't go away. JC, I honestly have pushed the name Sarah Boone to the back of my mind, and I have not thought about her in weeks. And now you go on and bring her up. So now I'm about to have some PTSD for like the weekend. So yeah, thanks. I mean, that's putting it lightly. That was, oh my gosh, I could like do a whole like recap show of like, let's talk about why we're still traumatized. See, I can't even speak anymore. Can't speak properly. Why we're all traumatized by the Sarah Boone case and just like go over the highlights from it because it was just so outrageous. And speaking of outrageous, 43 minutes. Beckham, 43.
Hey. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Oh, I can't see nothing.
You can't see anything. You can't see me?
There. Okay, sorry.
Did you? Well, one, hi, Beckham. How are you?
Hey, where are we at?
We're right now 44 minutes into the show and 2 cases down, 1 left.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
All good, all good. No, we've just been giving you a hard time in the chat.
Sorry, had something come up. So,
No, all good, hon. Capone almost got timed out for saying Beckham is bigger than the Beatles.
yeah.
James Watson is starting a movement. Hashtag free Beckham.
Yes.
Free him from what? I don't know.
From all this work.
All this work. Yeah, so yeah, we just recapped Donna Adelson and Brian Walsh. So quickly, so I did an update at the top of the show with all the things to come next week. And I did mention that next week that me and you are having Dr. Maggie Zingman on about the Brittany Phillips case, her daughter. So, yeah, and I explained how you got to meet Maggie at CrimeCon.
Oh yeah, she was nice, lady.
She put you to work. And I really need to be like, Maggie, what is your secret to get Beckham to do what you say? Because I've known you how
ask
long?
nicely.
Ask nicely. Screw you. I've known you 5 years. And
there you go. Exactly my point.
I was like, I've known you 5 years. I don't think I've ever asked you to do something and you've done it.
You just answered your own statement, your own question there, dude.
I think I kind of did. Oh, no, James Watson is
yeah,
here.
You did.
Sandwich bribes.
Oh, you did.
Mm.
You just answered yourself. I didn't have to do nothing. And it's on record.
It's on record. It's like all of a sudden after this show ends, I take it or I edit that part out. Like, what are you talking about? I'm just kidding. So, all right. So JC, the music man in the chat, just before you came on, totally, yeah, JC, I'm totally gonna throw you under the bus here. PTSD reminded me of remember our friend Sarah Boone with the suitcase?
Who? Oh yeah, what happened to her?
Well, remember she wanted to represent herself, and then what had 11 different
Dude, oh my
attorneys, I think.
God, what's with these people, man? Oh yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, she's been out of my head for several weeks, and JC goes ahead and brings her up again. And remember the JC, the request of snacks that she wanted to keep her energy going, and it was like
That's her? The
that's
suitcase?
her, Sarah
Oh, I
Boone.
thought it was somebody else.
No, JC said Donna is an older Boone, behavior wise. Oh my, that is so spot on. That is so spot on. Oh my God, I didn't make that connection.
I hope we have some listeners. I hope so. We have some listener or watchers, listeners from the people we might have come across at
CrimeCon?
Yeah, all that talking I did. Jeez.
To your fans?
Yeah, I hope so. Hope we have some
Yeah.
new people.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, you got your stickers went pretty good. Pretty good. Does Beckham need to switch back to the white goggles to see? Yeah, I don't know.
Man, those glasses are gone.
No, why?
I don't know, man. They're just,
I have a theory. I'll save that though.
Dude, when I was when the last time one of the last times I was in Vegas though, was we were in the club and I had a bunch of like fist bumps. Like those are cool, I was dancing and stuff. So it had its time. It ran its course. The white glasses ran its course, and they just belong in a holding place now. Memories.
Wow. If you weren't talking about glasses and you actually were talking about sentimentals, something really sentimental, that would have a big impact. People fist bumping you in the club over your glasses. Wow.
Yep. It was nice.
Wow. I don't know how to respond to that. Well, speaking of wearing things and repping, did you notice my shirt?
Oh, for a second, I thought it said, "Really, Danny?"
What did you think it said?
I thought it said another body.
Oh no, that would be so bad.
And I was like, you can't be wearing that shirt after what's going on in Houston.
No, I would never wear a shirt like that. No, it's Travis's Another Nobody podcast.
Oh, yeah, nice shirt.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Travis, sorry about that. It looked like for a second it says another body. Your hair was covering it. Look, see?
Oh, yeah. Another body. No. Oh my God. That's going to be the name of your biography. Beckham, Another Body, the untold stories of his times in Vegas.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my God. I'm going to be a rich woman. I'm going to be a rich woman. All right. Well, let's keep going before I give away all my smart ideas and someone grabs and steals that.
Yeah, you're on fire right now.
Oh, man. I'm loving it. No, I need to trademark that. That's so good. So the last case. So there's really, okay. There's a lot more that happened this week in the true crime community.
Oh, yeah. You were saying there's a bunch of cases involving kids and stuff.
Yeah. A lot. And
I don't even know that radar, but if you say so.
A lot going on. And those are ones that I have been kind of keeping an eye on, but I am also very respectful of y'all as an audience who have made it very clear that when it comes to like the child cases, especially the child murder cases, y'all like, no, we don't. So we will not be discussing them. But I didn't want it to seem like that like I was just oblivious to that going on in the world right now. It is happening, and oh my God, it's wild that there's so many cases. It's sad. It is sad that there's a lot of cases involving the murder of young children and babies
Mm.
right now. And a
So
lot of
yeah,
them are at
thank
trial.
thank
And
God that's out of my radar. But yeah, I believe you.
yeah, so, and if that's something where you want to keep up with what's going on, obviously there's like major, news
Yeah,
panels. You can certainly follow those, but I won't be discussing it here. But I at least wanted to make reference that I am aware that that has been happening, but I also am very respectful of y'all when you're like, no, we don't want those. We don't want to talk about those. So there's that. Renee. Hi, Danny Beckham. Sorry to come so late. No, good to see you. And Renee, I love your new avatar in
what is
picture.
that? That's
Love it.
Halloween.
No,
That's
isn't
for
that
Halloween.
amazing? Like costume
Yeah, that's
makeup
pretty
and stuff.
good.
So good. Renee can
Looks
do no wrong.
it
Renee, I
really looks
actually
it looks
mentioned you
great in
earlier.
4K.
Yeah, Renee, I mentioned you earlier in regards to when true crime news breaks, and I was like, yeah, my girl Renee was when the Lori Vallow case was going on, messaging me like on the spot. Love that stuff. Send me some of that money, Danny. Yeah, I gotta secure the book rights for this Beckham Vegas tell-all. Oh my gosh, I don't know if like the world would be ready to hear these stories. And now Mark Sanchez.
Hey, the thing about Vegas is I am owed
You're
a
open what?
a very big sit down with a famous person. If
I don't
that
even know what that
happens,
means.
the book happens.
All right. All
Wayne
right.
Newton, buddy.
Mm. Yep, Mark Sanchez. Renee, you are just in time. That is the third and last case we are talking about tonight. Okay, when the news broke about Mark Sanchez, because y'all, I'm not into sports.
Wait. Hey, can you pause for a second?
Only for you,
So,
Beckham, who shows up 40 minutes late. Yeah, go
well,
ahead.
the only thing we have to be careful about right now is because a lot of stuff. I know that you talked about the kids' cases and stuff, but also that's been happening is a lot of news has been hitting really early, and it's like everybody wants to report on it in the professional sense of the world of media. Um, and there's had to be a lot of people in television and stuff that have had to like submit apologies and things like that for going ahead of the truth.
Mm.
So I just I want to be really careful about the Mark Sanchez thing because we don't know a lot right now.
You are right. We don't know a
And
lot.
a lot of people, like I said, through the last couple of weeks, professionally have had to give apologies for other stories, out of their realm, out of their own circles and stuff like that, because they've gone ahead of of the truth,
Mm-hmm.
and have posted about stuff, talked about stuff, and they've had to come, they have had to like go back and say, oh, well, I'm sorry, we should have waited, we should have said, I should have. They've had to say their sorries and apologize publicly on their own platform because of the mistake they made. So we
Mm-hmm.
got to be careful with Sanchez. That's what I'm
Yes.
saying.
Yes. No, thank you for that disclaimer. And absolutely, if we were whatnot, make a mistake on something, 100% that is owned. 100%. And Beckham is right. We don't know a lot. And
Mhm.
depending on what sites, news sites or whatnot that you go to, Beckham's absolutely right. Some of them don't have much information and some of them have a lot. And it's like, well, wait a minute. What is, is this accurate information?
Right.
So quickly, Renee says, I've known him since he was 12. Yeah, Renee, we messaged me about that. It's New York. I blame violence on the mismanagement of justice system and safety. Tony, some high-end lawyers were saying it's kind of suspicious about the case of Mark. Well, I'm sad how things are going with Mark. Yeah, so, okay, I'm not into sports at all. I am familiar with who he is.
Right.
Beckham, have
I've
you
known
been?
about it since he was in high school because Of course,
Okay.
my ties to LA, my ties to the Longhorns, who beat USC in the national championship in the early 2000s. Texas had been going to the Rose Bowl 2 years, won the national championship, played USC. USC at the time, and actually there's a documentary right now about USC on Netflix, and one of their players about becoming um uh one of their players being a walk. It's actually interesting. I'm going a little bit off, but just hold on a second. So
Yeah.
there's a documentary on Netflix about a player on that USC those USC teams that was a walk on. He felt it was just like Hollywood all around him, and he needed money to be like everybody else. And he becomes, he becomes basically a drug dealer, and like becomes part of a cartel. And then in the end, he ends up in prison. So he's telling the story about that. So at the time, USC was on the, they were a major powerhouse in college football. I knew about Mark Sanchez back then because, of course, Texas Longhorn, the UT in Austin, Texas Longhorns, they were at the Rose Bowl a couple times. My ties to LA back then. I had already been spending a lot of time in Los Angeles at that time. I knew Mark about, when he was in high school I believe he went to Mission Viejo. I want to say that's where he came out of. He was recruited. He was being recruited by Texas. He was a top recruit out of Southern California. Excuse me. So I think it might have even come down to Texas USC. There was a lot of rumors that he was going to go to Texas, so I was excited because he was the next big thing, right? As far as coming out of high school for quarterbacks.
Hmm.
He ends up going to USC. He has a career there, right? And he gets drafted, I believe, by the New York Jets. And then he's had he had his NFL career. Um, I would say he had a good NFL career. There's some stuff that happened during that career that he's part of some funny stuff. Uh, but there's never been any um he's never been he was never in trouble or anything like that, right? So model citizen, he's doing the TV thing, right? He's on, I believe he was working for, God, who's he work Fox, I believe, to call games. He's called
Hmm.
college games. He's a part of an NFL team. I believe he was in Indianapolis for call the Colts game that week. Was it last week? This happen last weekend, right? It happened, or the 2 week. I think.
No, it just broke, I think, over the weekend into this
Yes.
week.
So so I mean, this whole thing just happened. Um, of course, he was in Indianapolis to call the Colts game, and when things broke, um, I was like shocked because I thought, he was, the reports were that he had been stabbed, he was in the hospital, and then he was in ICU or whatever, right? So immediately everybody, the entire sports universe, started tweeting at him saying, "Hey man, hang in there. We're here for all of that stuff." So everybody was just like, "Man, thank God he's alive. What happened?" That kind of thing, right? So then again, more news breaks that charges had been filed against him, and then the script flipped, right? The only thing that I can, like I said, I believe he's still in the hospital. Um, and he was stabbed. This is what we do know. He was stabbed, and he has been, he was I think the next morning after they, I think they had to perform surgery on him. The police showed up, and they read him his rights, that kind of thing. He was technically arrested and charged. Of course, what we do know is that the actual we see people the initial thing was that we thought Mark was a victim, but actually there was another person who was actually the victim, and an odd twist here, who was a 69-year-old man that apparently got into a confrontation with Sanchez or vice versa. We don't know yet. But that, the 69-year-old man felt, his life was on the line, and he ended up having to defend himself. Now, pictures were put out about, the victim. He looked in really bad shape. We don't know what happened, man. Like, oh my God. So that guy looked in like that elderly man, because he is 69 years old,
Yeah.
looked like in really bad shape. I think he has since been released,
He
but I
has.
think Mark is still in the hospital.
Hmm.
Um, and so it was just like we don't no, nobody knew exactly what happened. Just the police had done what they did. And then everybody just started pausing on like, well, we don't know. Of course, the media was like, whoa. People just started saying good things about Mark. People that have met him on vacations, that he's the nicest guy. You know, people that have worked with him came out and said positive things. People that have played with him have said positive things. This was just an out of the ordinary situation, sadly. Today, I think yesterday, last night, or today, the video, bro, there was a video released of Mark, of and it just I don't know, it shows him walking for a long period of time on the street alone, and then the video shows the truck that the victim was driving. If he was a delivery guy, so it shows the truck turning in somewhere to like maybe do a drop off or a pickup of some sort. We still don't know exactly the story. um it shows Mark walking again, and then it like pauses, and then it shows Mark stumbling down the street, and it looks like he's holding his stomach area, chest area, so it looks like he had already been stabbed at that time. So again, we don't know everything. The video is just kind of goes in that direction, just kind of follows what I just described. It doesn't show anything about the altercation. It doesn't show any timestamp, things like that. So, but I did research the thing real quick. Um, that he has formally been charged. Hold on a second.
Yeah, I have a list of those
Oh,
charges
okay, yeah, if you want to read them, yeah, of course. Oh, and of course he put in he pleaded not guilty
through his attorney.
through his attorney. Yeah.
Yeah. So he has been charged with battery resulting in injury, public intoxication, unlawful entry of a motor vehicle, and level 5 felony battery charge. This carries a 1 to 6 year sentence and up to a $10,000 fine. And again, he has pled not guilty through his lawyer. And I did read that his next court date is November 4th.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to add, Beckham. So the truck driver, his name is Perry Tolle, Tole. He is the other person that was involved in this altercation. So yeah, we, like you said, seen Perry is very injured, if that's the right word, from this as
Oh,
well. I mean,
he was
both
really
men
bad.
got.
I mean, he was really bad. Like I said, we don't know what happened exactly, but the
Yeah.
police felt they had enough information to go ahead and
Hmm.
file those charges and
Yeah.
technically arrest Mark.
One of the things I read was that there was security footage from nearby hotels and there was a witness. I don't know if that is other footage besides what was released that people have
I'm sorry,
seen.
the footage did show Mark talking to one stranger, and then it shows him going off. So I don't know if that's a witness or not. We don't know.
Yeah. And keep in mind, it's not for us to know all of these things right now. Like, law enforcement knows way more than what
Yeah,
we as the public know, and that's the way it should be. So we will find out more as time unfolds. But yeah, Beckham is absolutely right in regards to what's going on right now, where there's a lot of misinformation out there. And that happens with every, case and news, not
yeah.
just true crime, but anytime news breaks, even about celebrities or whatnot, it's, people want to get the story and put things out there. And a lot of time it is misinformation, and then that spreads, and it's a whole shit show. So I'm not
I
surprised.
want to say that Mark. I think Mark made the statement he does not remember.
Mm. That's interesting. That would be interesting. Um, so Capone saying, I heard there was body cam footage from a witness.
Yeah, we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's very like right away when this happened, because again, I'm not a sports person. So when anything sports related kind of breaks into the true crime community, it's kind of like, oh shit. Like, then of course I'm like, Beckham, what's going on?
Right off the bat, there was misinformation. Like, here is misinformation that I know of.
Okay.
Initially, it was said that the guy was delivering or picking up something in particular. He parked illegally in the alley next to the place that Mark was at, and Mark knew the manager, and the manager didn't like the guy parking there. So then Mark became sort of security for, for the guy in a sense. But that doesn't add up to the video, because that came out this morning or last night, because the video, it shows Mark walking for a long period of time. He's not just sitting there waiting. When the video came out, I was expecting, because in my thought process, I was like, how does this manager guy feel if Mark was, had a little, extra, was having a good night, having out on the town, and this guy, instigated this. How does that guy feel? He almost got two men like accidentally killed, right?
Mhm.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, man, where's the manager? Where's the manager that I heard about that was responsible for maybe instigating this initially? And again, that was misinformation, because the video shows Mark walking for periods of time. He wasn't just at a like location, and then the guy pulls in, and then they have words. That the video shows that didn't happen. So right off the bat, there's misinformation right there. You see how it had me already thinking
Yeah.
about where's the manager guy or the owner of this place, or what of and how did he feel about, like I said, I'm instigating this incident and getting these two people really, really hurt. And the other guy looks really, really bad.
Yeah.
Like really bad too. And he's 69 years old. He's an elderly man.
Ugh.
So it's like, that's where I was thinking, like, what, this manager guy got these guys, and almost got these men killed, both of them. The
Yeah.
elderly guy could have had a heart attack or something. You don't know,
Hmm.
and then Mark gets stabbed, and then he almost probably he had to have surgery. I'm pretty sure he had to have emergency some sort of emergency surgery. Luckily, none of his he wasn't stabbed where he bled out, or his organs, and again, we don't know the severity of his stab wound. He did have surgery, so I'm assuming it probably was emergency surgery of some type. But again, that's my point about misinformation. It had me thinking something, and it wasn't that, right?
Hmm.
Um, and then everybody's just being positive about it and waiting for the truth to come out, because like I said, there's nothing but good things that have been said about Mark, um, professionally, and what do you want to say, privately, from people that have met him or that know him. And then also, in the other, for the victim, the elderly man, the elderly gentleman, he was just working. He was doing his job.
Hmm.
And then he carried a knife with him to, I guess, protect himself
Hmm.
in case something happened.
Yeah.
But again, we don't. I mean, that's just what we know now, and we can't really. A lot of people have been speculating about the video and all kinds of stuff, but I'm not going to talk about it.
Yeah. And yeah, we don't know a lot. We do know what charges Mark has been charged with, and the other gentleman, Perry, has not been charged with anything. So, in regards to what the police know, and what hasn't been put up to the public yet at this point, which again, it's there's no reason to release all that to the public at this time, but it says a lot where the investigation's going. And again, they'll be in court November 4th, and we'll find out more.
And it's
But
still a long time from
there,
now, but
I know November 4th is a long time, and
the
people are going to want to
ship will
talk
get here
about it.
before
And
the alien ship will get here before we that happens.
oh my god, And as long as they take you first, I'm fine. Tony Stewart asked, I did
It
see
was
your question.
late night, like
Yeah,
after closing, possibly late night. I don't know.
yeah.
Was it after last call? I'm not sure.
Interesting. There was a few. K Dog says Sanchez is an alcoholic. He blacked out. It fits perfectly. I mean, that one of the reports that I read was that he did reek of alcohol. And again, part of the
Oh,
charges that he has been charged with is alcohol related.
okay. Well, yeah, I don't. I'm not gonna say until it comes out.
Yeah. Again, that's just, again, everything innocent until proven guilty. These are just what he's been charged. We will see how it goes. Karen Diamond, hello. I'm late to tune in tonight. It's lovely to see Selena. Yes, she is back there. Good to see you, Karen. Let's see. Okay, Renee and Tony are talking about like different players coming from what schools, and I don't know those names so
Yeah,
well.
no, I mean, yeah, I know the. Yeah,
I'm
yes,
sure
that's
you
for
do.
you. That's for the players in at that time, USC.
Let's see. Well, hello, the Liz.
I just mentioned
So,
it.
Liz, I mentioned you earlier. I know, perfect timing. Yeah, no, I mentioned that when the Brian Walsh case starts up, that you're going to get your butt on camera and talk about it. But
If
yeah,
the aliens don't come first.
if the aliens don't come first, oh God, you guys. Um, so yeah, that's kind of it right
I
now.
mean, God, it just kind. You know, I don't. Man, it's just something that's like I said. I've never have read anything about Mark. I've never
Mhm.
heard anything, bad about him. Um, and it's man, it's just it's really sad that from a law perspective, I saw some lawyers talking about it, and they said, "Hey, look, just you know, the lawsuit's going to happen. Just do that, and then just go on your way. Whatever that's going to take care of yourself. Whatever that's going to mean after the fact. Stay away from the court. Pay the loss. Just pay. That's what they're saying. Pay the money if you were at fault and move on and do what you need to do to protect yourself in the sense of if you need to get healthy, meaning not only medically, mentally, whatever that the case may be. You know what I mean? He's
Yeah,
going to have to go through a healing process here. Um, but does he still have a job? I think I'm not sure if he was
Mark Sanchez, Liz.
God, if he was, terminated or not. I don't have proof of that. Um, but he's gonna need some time to heal, man, for sure.
Mhm.
Especially if these charges stick. If these charges stick, those lawyers basically said, "Do not go just take it. Don't go to. You don't want a court. You don't want a
Yeah,
lengthy thing. Pay the law. There's gonna be a lawsuit. Just pay it, whatever." And then, like I said, do what you need to do to get back to your family, heal yourself, and a lot can come from that statement, but heal yourself and then be there with your family. That's the best thing you can do.
but on the flip side, if where this isn't common behavior of his that has been ever been brought to light before. So, like you said, no one has a bad thing to say.
No.
So, is he going to want to fight this? That's a possibility too, just to kind of,
Yeah,
in his
I
mind,
don't.
clear his name. If he,
Well,
that's a
and
possibility too.
that's part of the we don't know the truth part of the story. We don't know what happened. But
Mhm.
again, it's a 69-year-old elderly man,
I know. I know. The whole
and
thing in
and
itself,
his
shocking.
and his he looked in really bad shape. They both could have
Mhm.
met their maker that night.
I will say, kind of going off one of the things you just said, is one of the, when I was reading about this, going through different sources, the one headline that I saw was that Mark has been fired and he's lost all his deals.
I'm not sure. I can't confirm that yet.
But But when you actually click the article and read it, and I'm not going to cite who because it was garbage, but it was just like it was pure clickbait, and
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't heard anything
it
official.
wasn't
So
just this obscure, like it was a, I don't want to say reputable, but a known news outlet, and I was
yeah,
shocked because in your title, and then when you actually read it, you backpedal saying, "Oh, there's the chance he could lose this. There's the." I'm like, that's not what your title says.
right,
I was.
exactly. Yeah,
That's why. Again, misinformation. And all it takes is, if someone doesn't do the research and is skimming through, and let's say that, and I'm like, I call you up and I'm like, hey, Beckham, did you hear? Yeah, he got fired. He lost all his. It's yeah, and that's how that stuff snowballs and in such misinformation.
yeah,
So,
yeah. I mean,
or
and that's
some,
why I
yeah,
don't.
it's
That's
crazy.
why I don't want. I haven't heard anything technically like that. Like I said, the only thing is that he came out of surgery well. He was charged, read the rights, all that stuff. He did enter the plea of not guilty, and the elderly victim has been released from the hospital. But I'm pretty sure that that guy lawyer, that family, and the elderly gentleman lawyered up pretty fast, and they put a picture out of himself in the bed for a reason.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah, I mean, think how, like you said, when it first
at
broke
that
in
point, it's a
the part
strategy
of
by the
March,
lawyer,
he was the victim in this. Everybody
right?
presumed.
Right. So that was a strategy by their lawyer, right, all the
Oh,
way.
100%.
It's, I mean, and
100%.
it's, I mean, that's, I'm not saying it's a bad move or nothing. It was just a strategy by the lawyer because,
Yep. So anyway, yeah, again, the hearing will be November 4th. We'll keep you posted. Will there be a lot more talk in the meantime? Sure. Just careful of your sources and careful what you're reading. And that goes with everything, not just this case, not just true crime cases, but with everything. So yeah, that's kind of that for tonight. Not a ton to talk about because again, a lot of the cases.
speaking of James's comment about the lingerie football league, back to my Vegas stories. I
Oh,
know
all
a
right, all right.
Las Vegas lingerie football player.
Is this going in the book?
It could. I still have the outfits and I can pull them out. I have a
Oh,
uniform to show.
Liz, if you're still watching, Beckham, I swear to God. Liz, if you're watching, I'm wearing the Travis shirt from Another Nobody podcast. And yeah, the title of Beckham's biography, Another Body, the Tell All Vegas store. Oh my God, I'm going to be rich. All right. On that note, I'm going to go look online and see
I
what.
thought we're not talking aliens.
No, we are not talking aliens.
Oh man, Liz, I tried, Liz.
No, we are not taking the only thing I will say is if they are real and if they are coming, I hope they take you first.
I'd be glad to go. Well, I don't know.
We'll be
I'd have
glad
to
to
be
have
like,
you go.
I'd have to change body chemistry to be able to travel through that kind of space.
What are you doing right now?
Putting my like arms like I'm flying. What are you doing? Put me back small.
Oh
Wee.
my God, we just had 5 people stop watching all at once right now.
Did we really?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Thank you, Renee. Thank you. The Beckham file. Oh my God. 16 bodies in the Bayou Beckham. Oh, wild. All right, everyone. What about P. Diddy?
I don't. That, he's gonna service 3 years.
He'll be out in like a week
Oh,
because,
there's some
yeah.
prison he said he wanted to go to or something. I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah, but no, we are not wasting our time talking about that. We'll see. We'll see. I'm sure we'll be talking about him
And
in
okay,
the near
and
future.
let's just, the thing about Diddy is in like 15 years from, oh no, that makes him really old. 10 years from now, if he's back and doing music and doing like maybe not the freak ops, but he's still out in the public and he's going to these award shows and he's doing music and stuff, then the society lost and the and everything just down the drain in 10 years. If you see him 10 years and he's on music videos, or he's got somebody has like a hit song, or he does anything of what he used to be or he was doing, then we lost. Everybody lost.
Mm.
You just gotta wait. Let's see how it plays out. Now, if you don't ever hear anything from him again, then I would say the case is successful. But I really doubt that.
I doubt that too.
Unless there's something that comes from the Tupac thing, but I
Yeah.
don't know, man. I don't know.
No. Yeah, no, I agree with you on
But
that.
we're gonna have to wait like a decade and see where we're at with that in like 10 years.
Yeah, Capone says he will 100% be producing music as soon as he
Yeah,
gets
then
out.
if that happens, then everybody lost. Everything lost. It was for no reason. It was
I think he'll
crazy.
hold like a public event.
It was it was a waste of time and money and all that jazz, all of it.
It's just to like not go too long on a tantrum. Cancel culture, like it really blows my mind because on the one hand, it's like I don't like that concept of cancel culture, but on the hand, like I can see where it's like it brings attention to things that like really need to be put in its place. But on the other hand, I'm like, how'd you let that get by? Why is that okay? In it,
Again, the most crucial, but remember they didn't play it for the jury was the vid. I mean, but the whole world saw it.
the Cassie video.
Yes, and like I said, some women that are professionals in the media and the news, and they said that it was a slap in the face against women.
Oh, wait, because it 100% was. It's
Right.
like
And
at
it's
the end
that's
of the
sad.
day,
Yeah.
like people are like, do I believe this person, that person, that person? Like, okay, I get how it's like, what do you believe and who do you believe? When there's video, come on. And then there's audio, come on.
Dude, we don't have enough time, but there's just powers out there of elitism that's beyond comprehension in this world that are not even the United States. They're in other countries, and Diddy was not necessarily part of it, but he could touch it. And what I mean by touching it is that they wanted to destroy him, they could. If they want him to be number one, they could do all that. And we'll see if and I'm gonna just say it, because the realest thing on this is that we'll see if they get him. We'll see if they allow him to come back in a decade.
Well, there's a few comments here going off what you said. Russell, I think he can get those viewers back. Diddy will be celebrated because he survived the discrimination against him. Yeah, oh yeah, James. I remember when this attorney said that. And James, people make heroes out of dirtbags now. That is very true. What is this? Diddy and Bieber will combine for a dual career comeback. Oh, Christ's sakes. Oh God. Yeah. Yeah, I've been outside since
You know what I saw today?
go indoors, it's cold.
You know what I did see today? I saw some of those
WikiLeaks?
yeah, whatever it's called, emails released that they
WikiLeaks.
had. I saw some crazy things today, man, and I don't even know what to think about it.
Does these need to be saved for your biography book?
No, it has nothing to do with me. Or nothing to do with I'm just of people in higher powers, and if those are true, I'll just, like I said, there's levels to elitism in the world, and you could do the most monstrous thing and get away with it.
Well, on that note, No, James actually says something funny here. Beckham is sounding like Eisenhower during his military-industrial complex speech.
I've never even such a thing exists.
Oh God, you guys are so
It
funny.
was something like that, Russell. It was crazy.
Thank you.
I don't know if it's real or not, but it could be, and if it is, I don't even know what to say.
That's exactly how I take it every time we get off the phone. I'm like, I don't know what to say. Is it true? I don't know what to say.
Oh, I tell you.
Anyway, all right, everybody. So thank you for joining for the True Crime and Chill.
Oh
And
wait, who was in the chat about Sanchez?
what do you mean?
Somebody, Renee, somebody knew him or something.
Yeah, Renee.
Renee, how did I do with describing Sanchez?
Yeah, Renee. Tell
I
you your
felt I have
answer.
pretty good.
If you are
I mean,
still here.
I've known about him for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Never met him or nothing. I just known of him for
I
when
knew
he
the
was in
name.
high school. I knew about him. So if
Yeah.
she's still here.
Okay. James is
He
telling
said,
me.
"Oh my God, you too." I've never heard the speech, man.
Well, you know what? You know what? Now we know what you're going to be doing tonight after the show.
Yeah. Okay.
So if Renee's still here, yeah, definitely.
She might have left.
Yeah, she might have left. So yeah, wrapping up. Thank you everybody for joining. Next week, again, there will be the Megan Trussell case. Her parents, Vanessa and Joe, will be on to discuss what's going on with her case and to get more awareness and to try to get justice for her. And then also Dr. Maggie will be on to discuss the case of her daughter, Brittany Phillips. And Beckham will be on for that interview with Maggie as well. Because again, we got to spend a lot of time with Maggie at Crime
Yeah.
Con.
When is that? Tuesday night?
Yes.
And I'm glad to say that my Texas Longhorns beat those USC Trojans for the national championship and is considered the best college football game in history. And my team was and I got to sit at the 50-yard line the year before at the Rose Bowl, by the way. So
All right, Beckham, thank you for doing what you do best and making everything about yourself. Renee says,
I know, but how did I did I get all the historical information right? I think I did.
Once again, Beckham, thank you once again, making it all about yourself. Renee, tell me how awesome I did. Renee,
Yes,
Beckham.
kind of. That's kind of what I was saying.
Yeah, that exactly was what you're saying. And I think she answered very strategically.
You did.
Sakes.
Yay!
All right, before Beckham's ego gets any more inflated, everybody enjoy your long weekend. Thank you for
Aliens
joining.
are coming. Aliens are coming.
They can't come soon enough. I'm going to go on my roof and spray paint your address just so they know where to go. If they come to this area, I'll be like, no, go that way. He'll go with you. I assure you.
It's either one hell of a comet, the craziest comet human beings have ever set their eyes on, or it's an alien ship. One of the two.
On that note, see y'all next week. And remember, until next time, we don't live in darkness. Darkness lives in us. Bye, everyone.